Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're diving into something that's moving way faster than anyone expected, AI in real estate. And I'm not talking about some far-off future idea. This is happening right now, and it's basically remodeling the entire industry from the ground up.
Right, so forget everything you've heard about AI being on the horizon. When it comes to buying and selling homes, the takeover is already here. It's jumped from being a cool niche tool to the actual foundation of how business gets done. And honestly, the speed of adoption is probably going to shock you.
So let me ask you something right off the bat. Just take a guess. What percentage of real estate agents do you think are already using AI tools like every single day? Is it, I don't know, 10%, maybe 30, half? Go ahead, lock in your answer. Okay, you ready for this? The answer, according to a brand new report from Realtor Property Research, is a staggering 82%. Yup, more than 8 out of every 10 agents have already woven AI into their daily work. This isn't some early adopter trend anymore. It has officially gone mainstream. And you know, a number that big really tells you everything. AI is fundamentally changing the game. So in this explainer, we're going to break down this huge shift from 3 different angles. First, the home search itself, then the agent's playbook, and finally, what this means for the industry as a whole. So let's start with the most important person in this whole equation, the buyer. The way people are starting to find their next home is going through this radical transformation, and it's all happening before they even land on a real estate website. A perfect example of this is the new Realtor.com app that's built right inside ChatGPT. Think about that. Instead of messing with filters and clicking through endless listings, buyers can now just talk. They can have a totally normal, natural conversation with an AI to find exactly what they're looking for. So what does that actually look like? Well, it's pretty simple. A buyer can just type a question, something like, hey, find me a 3-bedroom house near some good schools for under 500 grand. The AI will pop up some listings, sure, but the magic is what happens next. The buyer can just keep the conversation going, asking about commute times or what they can really afford. It becomes this totally personalized search experience. Now, the strategy here is really smart. This kind of tool targets what you could call the pre-search phase, that moment when a person is just starting to daydream about moving. It lets companies get in front of buyers and shape their opinions before they even think about going to a traditional website. And, this is really important, all the listing data stays private. It's not being used to train the AI model. Okay, so that's the buyer side of things. But what about the professionals? For agents, AI is quickly becoming this essential co-pilot. It's totally rewriting the playbook for everything from how they learn to how they turn a lead into a client. And the difference between the old way and the new way is just night and day. Old school training was all about generic scripts and, agents telling you how they thought a call went. But now, new AI tools, like one from a company called Shiloh, are analyzing an agent's actual phone calls. They use that data to give them super personalized coaching that actually fits their unique communication style. And Shiloh themselves say it best. Their whole goal is to replace that generic, one-size-fits-all training with coaching that is truly tailored to the individual. It's about helping good agents become great by working with their natural strengths, not against them. So how does this thing actually work under the hood? Well, after it listens to about 10 of an agent's calls, the AI, which is called Signals, builds this incredibly detailed behavioral profile. And then it spits out specific coaching tips based on that person's style. So for example, an agent who's maybe a little conflict averse will get totally different advice than an agent who's naturally more assertive. And this whole thing is built on a massive data set. We're talking over 21 years of call data from thousands of agents. And look, this isn't just some theory. Top brokerages are already stacking these AI tools. Take a look at Remax Advantage in Nashville. They use one AI, called Speculo Remi, to answer every single incoming call 24/7, so a lead never hits voicemail. Then they use a second AI, Shiloh, to grade those calls and give their agents automated coaching. It's a complete, hands-off system for capturing leads and leveling up their team's skills. So we've seen how this hits buyers and agents individually. Now let's zoom all the way out and look at the big picture. Because when you start putting all these tools together, you get this massive industry-wide shift in how things get done.
And the most important part, it actually works. That Realtor Property Research report found that teams using AI to manage their transactions see a 30% jump in productivity. That is a huge gain in an industry where every minute counts.
And it's not just about being faster, it's about being more accurate. Those same teams reported a 40% drop in errors. Fewer mistakes just means smoother deals, happier clients, and a lot less risk for everybody involved. It's a win-win. So why are agents jumping on this so fast? Well, the number one reason, by a long shot, is just saving time. 71% said that was the biggest benefit. Right behind that was better communication. Agents are basically letting AI handle all the tedious, repetitive stuff so they can focus on what really matters, the human connection. All this new efficiency is also creating entirely new ways of doing business. Take the Movoto Advantage program, for example. They're now using their system to find and send all the buyer and seller leads in an entire market to just one single top-performing agent. A model like that, where one agent gets exclusive access to everything, just wasn't even possible before AI.
Okay, let's pull all these different threads together. We've seen AI hitting every corner of real estate, from the very first thought a buyer has, all the way to how an entire brokerage works. So, what's the big takeaway from all this?
Well, it really boils down to three key transformations. First, AI is changing how buyers start their search, meeting them right inside a chatbot. Second, it's changing how agents improve their skills, with coaching that's actually based on data. And third, it's changing how the entire industry operates, pushing efficiency to a whole new level and creating brand new business models.
And all of that leaves us with one last, really fascinating question to think about. If AI can find the house, qualify the lead, and even coach the agent on how to close the deal, what part of the job is actually left for the human to do? In a world powered by AI, what becomes the most valuable skill? That's something we should all be thinking about.